Alright, so I didn't even plan on doing this type of video. I mostly wanted to put out a different video, which was originally going to be me basically completing my build for Zhao. I've been working on it for a while, but the only thing that's weird about it is that I somehow completed it when I wasn't trying to. But yeah, he's got double crowned. I don't know if I'm doing triple crown him. I don't know if I'm going to do that. But right now he's got 100% crit rate and 200% crit damage, and I'm not, that build is it's nice. So yeah, we're definitely gonna get a video on that. I'm gonna try and solo all the way through Spiral Abyss with just him, which is not sure if that's gonna work with the, the whole problem with healing. That's gonna be absolutely impossible, but we're gonna get there. But this video is gonna be about Hu Tao and Childe, and the only reason I'm really doing this video is because I know a lot of people have already done videos on this, but it seems like a lot of them don't really give you a straight up answer. A lot of them are just going through this entire list of like things of reasons, and then in the end they just say it's really up to you whether you want it or not. Like, that doesn't really help anyone. But of course, in the end, that's a fair point. Like, obviously, it's gonna be up to you. It's gonna be depending on whether you enjoy a character or not. But a lot of people that are asking are not looking for, is it gonna be, the people that are asking which one should I go for are not looking for which one is gonna be more fun for me. They're saying which one is gonna give me the most value. Now, for me, am I wishing for either one? I already have Childe. I already have Hu Tao. I don't really want, I don't think you, unless you're a whale, I would never wish for constellations. I don't think any of their constellations are crazy. Hu Tao does have one constellation that I would like that kind of just makes it easier to spam the her little charge and then freaking just never have to worry about stamina. That would be super nice, but no, I'm not wishing for that. But yeah, for anyone that doesn't have Hu Tao or Childe, one of the first reasons, if you have a Hydro DPS, I don't think you would go for Childe. First of all, he's definitely harder to build than most of the other ones. I think even if you only have Xingqiu and he's built, I don't think you'll need Childe. Because Childe isn't really the type of character that stays on the field, and I think a lot of people, when they say DPS, a lot of people instantly go to thinking that it's someone that can stay on the field the whole time, just do damage all the time. If his E is not up, he doesn't need to be on the field. There's no reason for him to be on the field. And so yeah, if you already have a Hydro character built that does a lot of damage, like, I don't think it's worth going for Childe. But that's only one thing. Thing with Childe is that I think he's a lot harder to build than a lot of the Hydro characters. Now, the only thing with that is, I think if you're going to go for a Hydro character, I would actually recommend you go for Kokomi over Childe. And a lot of that has to do with the healing, because a lot of the Spiral Abysses do a lot of the corrosion stuff. I'm guessing that it's continue. A lot of it end up having a lot more to do with that. So Kokomi is going to, I feel like Kokomi is going to be more helpful in the long run. I think Childe has kind of had his, he will never be useless, but I feel like he's not as important as he used to be. But why I would go for Kokomi? I don't know why people were saying that she was going to be terrible. And yeah, I guess they kind of made it look like that, but actually she is actually a pretty good DPS. Her DPS is actually in most tests, she could honestly probably do better than Childe in DPS, and she can stay on the field a lot more often, and she heals your entire team. So for the most part, I would go for Kokomi over Childe if I'm going to go for someone Hydro. Now, the thing with Hu Tao, I think Hu Tao is one of my favorite characters in the game. She may have been my favorite until Kazuha came out. I'm not gonna lie, Kazuha takes the spot easy. But for the most part, Hu Tao, again, I feel like it has the same problem. If you have a Pyro DPS that's good, I don't think you need Hu Tao. The thing with Hu Tao is that, again, she's not, I feel like she was, this may have been just off of luck, but I feel like she was easier to build than Childe. Now that could have just been my luck with artifacts, but I don't know. I feel like her, if you absolutely need a pyro DPS, she is arguably the best one. I don't know. She can, I would say she's pretty close to being the best pyro DPS in the game. 100%. But for the most part, she has the same problem as Childe. You have to play her a certain way. A lot of people are not going to want to have a character where you have to keep her at a low health. So a lot of the time, honestly, if you don't have Zhongli, or you have an insanely well built Diona or Beidou that has hella energy recharge so you always have a shield, I wouldn't recommend playing Hu Tao. Just because a lot of people that want these characters, they want these characters to be OP. And she's not OP in a... If you're not playing her really well, she's not going to be OP. And a lot of the time, she doesn't really get the numbers that a lot of people want off of like the ult. Unless you are basically using Staff... A lot of people that do showcases are using Staff of Homa. And a lot of the time, if you're using free-to-play numbers, you're not going to get anything crazy. Because if you look at something like... Let's look at this right here. If we go... Where's it at? Here's her role. Spirit Soother. Alright. Commands a blazing spirit to attack, dealing pyro damage and a large AoE. Upon striking the enemy, regenerates a percentage of Hu Tao's max HP. This effect can be triggered up to 5 times based on the number of enemies hit. If Hu Tao's HP is below or equal to 50% when the enemy is hit, both the damage and HP regeneration are increased. So this basically makes it to where you want to keep her below 50% at all times. But when you start doing that in Spiral Abyss and you don't have a shield character, I mean, this starts to get real annoying to deal with. So yeah, that's one of the main things I didn't hear a lot of people point out, is that if you don't have a shield character, I don't think you should be running Hu Tao unless you are an absolute god with dodging. If you're a god at dodging, then go ahead, but I'm just saying, I personally would not do that. But yeah, Hu Tao, if you don't have a pyro character, go for Hu Tao. I think that's pretty much how it comes down for both characters. If you don't have a hydro character, honestly, still go for Kokomi. I'm not gonna lie, Kokomi does everything more than Childe, and does probably, like, they're right there with each other on DPS. So the thing with Childe, I'm just gonna go ahead and say, don't wish for him unless you specifically want him for the lore, the story, or the way he plays. If that is like fun to you, go ahead. Like, but if you wanted him for that reason, you wouldn't be watching this video. If you want him for DPS or like value to your team, go for Kokomi as a hydro. But Hu Tao literally just comes down to, if you already have a pyro character, then don't wish for her. She's not going to be crazy, and she's not going to be crazy unless you are running some crazy stuff on her. You can build her pretty good, but she's not going to be this absolutely like, oh my god, she's crazy, until you have a lot of crazy artifacts and most likely a 5-star weapon. Now, this comes to the conclusion. If you guys want the most valuable thing for your team or for your account to really take your account to the next level, and the thing that's gonna really help your team, go for Staff of Homa. If you don't have Staff of Homa, we're about to, we gotta look at this. Hold on. We are definitely gonna look at this. Staff of Homa is absolutely insane and will make your entire account on a different level. It's actually crazy. Alright, let's see right here. First of all, crit damage, 66.2% crit damage off of a 5-star weapon. That's insane. That's just a stat. That's not a huge part of it. 608 attack, obviously not going to be the highest. I mean, that would be absolutely... Could you imagine? This thing had attack 674 and then had 66% crit damage? Ooh, thing is crazy. But yeah, where's the rest of it? We don't want the lore. We don't want the availability. Why does it not have stats? That's crazy. But either way, basically with this thing, you're going to always, here it is. HP increased by 20%, which is great. Now, if you have Staff of Homa already, and you want a Pyro character, this is for Hu Tao. 100% go for Hu Tao if you want a Pyro character and you already have Staff of Homa. Because and then you can make Hu Tao real crazy. But yeah, for the most part on this one, HP is increased by 20%. That's why it's for Hu Tao. It helps her allow. Additionally, provides an attack bonus based on 0.8% of the wielder's max HP. So this thing is absolutely insane on Zhongli. Absolutely insane on Zhao. Zhao is insane with this thing. Let's see, we got Hu Tao is insane. And then who do we have coming up? We have Toma coming up. I'm not sure too much about him, so I'm not gonna say anything about that. But for the most part, if you want something that really changes your entire account, go for Staff of Home. I don't care who it is, even if you don't build Zhao for health, whatever, this thing is still insane. It's gonna bring your DPS to a different level. Now, of course, the perimeter, if you build it correctly, the Jade Spear is sometimes going to be, the Jade Spear will be more consistent on Zhao. But if you play it really well and you know how to be in the correct situation, Staff of Homa is always going to do more DPS for Zhao even than his own weapon. This thing is basically going to be insane on any character. This thing is going to be good for the rest of the game most likely. It's not going to be, if it gets power crept, I mean, I don't know what they would have to add. Like, if they do that, I think that's gonna be like the end of the game. Like they're just gonna have to be like, okay, we're not even caring anymore. We're just putting in whatever. But yeah, for the end, I want to end this video before it gets too long. In the end, if you specifically want a Pyro DPS, go for Hu Tao. If you want a Hydro DPS, go for Kokomi. In the end, you should not be going for Childe unless you want his play style, or if you want him for the lore. Now, I'm not gonna say lore wise, he's one of my favorite characters. But Hu Tao, if you need a Pyro character. Other than that, if you guys have a good account and you have a Pyro character that does really well and you have a Hydro character that does really well, then go for Staff of Homa. And even then, if you don't absolutely need specifically a Hydro or Pyro character, go for Staff of Homa. But yeah, that's gonna be pretty much my own like points on it. You guys know that if you see my videos, I don't like doing these like a lot of numbers on things like that, because like I know the numbers, I do the math, but for the most part, like I'm trying to make videos for people that aren't already like absolutely sweaty with the game. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna be my say on it. Staff of Homa is absolutely insane. If you want something that you can use for the rest of your account, the rest of Genshin Impact, that's going to be crazy and actually really bring your account to the next level, get Staff of Homa. Hu Tao and Tartaglia are going to be fun to use, and they're going to be good, really good characters. But they're not going to bring your account to the next level unless your account just doesn't have good DPS already. But yeah, that's going to be all of it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Peace.